Hi there, Dr. Mark here, and today I'm going to be sharing with you all about how to start an online nutrition coaching business in 2022. Becoming an online nutrition coach is one of the most profitable and rewarding career opportunities out there today. If the last 2 years have taught us anything, it's the importance of being able to pivot and adapt, because change is inevitable. Like, you could be a personal trainer and you'd love to help more people, have more impact, make more money, but there's literally no more time. You could be someone that's passionate about nutrition and you'd love to take that passion and turn it into profit while helping people live healthier lives. What about a change in your personal life? Maybe you'd love to spend a lot more time around your kids as they grow up as opposed to being stuck at work, or you have a change coming up. Maybe you're moving, maybe you have to leave your job, maybe you're being forced out of your job. These are all changes that people have to navigate, and the people that are successful through that, the one thing that all these people have in common is their ability to innovate. And when done the right way, these people can actually come out of these situations in a better spot than they went in. And in 99% of cases, especially when it comes to fitness and nutrition, the answer is to go online. But I'm not talking about hosting Zoom calls or live workouts like you saw everyone else doing at the beginning of the pandemic. I'm talking about something bigger, something more professional. I'm talking about building an actual profitable online nutrition coaching business. Now, I've spent the last 10 years doing this in the nutrition coaching space, but this would really apply to any area of coaching. When done properly, you can work from anywhere you'd like and at any time. Not to mention, the studies are showing time and time again, people actually prefer this type of coaching. They're getting better results and they're happy to pay higher rates. Seems simple, right? Parts of it are, but you gotta go about it the right way. And when you go about it the right way, you're gonna avoid taking big financial risks on things that you don't even need. So without further ado, here's everything you need to build a profitable online coaching business in 2022. And it all starts with tip number 1, which is to remember the number one thing all your potential clients are after, which is results. I'm gonna let you in on a little secret. After working with 1,500 plus clients over the last 10 years, I've come to realize this one thing. Clients only care about your results and your ability to help them accomplish them. In my 10 years of online coaching, I've only had a handful of people ask me what my certification's in or even what my degree was in. And mostly this was just out of curiosity. If you have a proven system and a track record for getting client-specific results, your business will grow. And that's because potential clients only really care about what's in it for them. Highlight client results, both big and small, because what this does, it shows new potential clients that you actually have the tools to help people. If you're just getting started without a track record, here's what you do. You haven't worked with a lot of clients, which makes sense, so you don't have a lot to share. What you need to do is share the hypothetical story of what would happen with someone when they work with you. It's almost like an avatar. You go through the client journey, you talk about where they are, what happens through your coaching, and what typically they would accomplish. There's actually a lot of industries that, due to privacy laws and stuff like that, you can't actually highlight what happens with their clients, and they do this approach and it works fine for them. So we need to keep in mind the most important thing is client results, not only having a proven system for getting them, but also sharing a lot about it in the client journey, because that's going to frame it for what's important for the client. Keep in mind, you are not your client, and what a lot of coaches get stuck into is that they started this because they're passionate about it. They want to share with others what's important to them, what they've learned, along the way. It makes sense. You're kind of in that educator mindset and you want to share everything you know. But the issue is that when you get too focused on that, you deliver too much on the how and how things happen, and you don't focus on what people actually want, which is results. So if you can get out of that educator mindset and teach people along the way, of course, but focus on what's in it for them, things will grow a lot faster. Okay, now moving into tip 2, which is gonna be everything you need to do to get your online coaching business started. When people go online, when they get started, they think they need things like a high-tech website or paid advertisements. You don't need any of that stuff. I have coaches that have trained making $10,000 every single month using simple things like a basic Google form to collect relevant information, to make an assessment on clients and get things started. You don't need anything fancy. The important thing here is to collect some basic information about the person, who they are, where they're from, but also things like what are they trying to accomplish, what's holding them back from reaching their goals, all things that you can use to get a better sense of where they're coming from, but also what's holding them back. And that's going to be very important because a conversation and an assessment process is all going to be about what you can do to help them. Here's your problem, here's your pain point, here's how I help. You can do this through email correspondence, but it all starts with a simple application form collecting relevant information so you can have this conversation. There's no need to get too fancy here. The one goal of an application is to convert. You want people to go to it and you want them to successfully fill it out. It doesn't need to be too slick. There's some underlying psychology to application forms that make them really, really important. You don't want to give just people an opportunity to sign up for your coaching. You want to make them work for it. You want to pre-qualify them a little bit. Why are they a good fit to work for you? So what you want to do is make them go through the process of filling out an application form, probably getting them to do some sort of pre-qualifying task. In the Dr. Mark method, what we have people do is do some tracking-based stuff. Let's get a sense of where you're at right now with your nutritional habits, both subjectively and objectively, things like calories, macronutrients, so we get a better sense of what's holding you back from your goals. Once you got a basic sense of where someone's at and what could be holding them back, you can give them specific, individualized insight about what's holding them back, and it no longer becomes a sales process. It becomes, this is how I'm going to help you, let's take the next step. One of the most important things you can do is set up an application process around your coaching product. I've seen this work time and time again. People that have huge followings that just expect people to buy their coaching, and it never works out. And actually, it's one of the things that's very, very problematic. People think that people with a huge social media following just get things handed to them. But in reality, if they're not putting this process in place, it almost comes down to hope. They hope people are going to sign up instead of crafting an experience where people apply, they submit some relevant information, you show them how you can help them if they're a good fit, and people sign up for coaching. And tip number 3, the next thing we need to talk about is, where do these paying clients come from? When most people start an online business, they think they need to do paid advertisements and put a bunch of money into marketing that will attract paying clients. You've probably seen it time and time again. You don't need this. And in reality, if you don't know exactly what your client wants, paid advertisements aren't going to help you at all. Here's what you should do instead. You need to create social media content that speaks directly to your clients' wants and desires. Things like their common pain points and barriers. What have they tried before? How good would it feel to achieve a specific result? What it feels like working with you. Just like when we talked about results, examples of specific people that are just like them achieving the result that they want. Highlight these stories with a clear call to action, which is essentially marketing speech for what is the next step? What do people need to do to apply for your coaching? You don't want them to just have to connect the dots. You want to make it very clear that if you want this thing, here's the next step and here's how you work with me. This is what actually helps people attract new paying clients. Here's what I see with most struggling new online coaches. They get a certification and they automatically assume that people are just going to come to them and pay them for their services. It doesn't work like that. You're leaving way too much stuff up to fate and chance. You need to connect the dots for people, and you need to make it really obvious what you do, how you help, and what's the next step. What typically happens after someone gets a new certification is that they just show what's going on in their lives, what's important to them. Their social media feeds look like an athlete highlight reel and everything that's important to them. People just need to know that there's more to you than being passionate about nutrition, fitness, or your coaching. They need to see that you're the person that understands what they're going through, that you can specifically help them with a problem, what's the payoff for them, and that there's other people doing it. You don't want your stuff to seem like this is all about me and what's important to me, because people won't connect the dots that you're the coach that'll help them with their problems. As great as all these tips are though, if you're really serious about starting an online coaching business in 2022, the next thing you're gonna wanna do is check out this video I've linked up right here on the best tools to start an online coaching business. Check that out and we'll see you in the next video.